Who are you? And who am I? When it comes to having a midlife crisis / spiritual awakening / ego death, there's no time like the present. Did you know that if you bottle up your emotions for decades, it eventually catches up to you? Ask me how I know. Hi guys. The last time we talked, I was fresh off the heels of a life-changing experience, going to a healing retreat at Star. Huzzah, you may have thought. She is cured of her midlife crisis and childhood trauma. All is well at last on earth. Unfortunately, my angels, this is simply not the case. Far, far from it, in fact. I'd like to try to explain to you where my head has been since coming home and having received answers that turn out to be the gifts that keep on giving. I recently saw a screening of an 80s movie with a dear friend of mine called They Live. I'm here to kick ass and chew bubblegum, and I'm all out of bubblegum. Hashtag so good. Fabulous film. Really resonated with me. In fact, it almost hit a little too close to home. Turns out the gift of clarity can sometimes be a curse, too. After dredging up the childhood and adulthood trauma I had locked away deep within my psyche, and identifying triggers and how harmful it is to my psyche to voluntarily be subjected to those triggers, I've been having some rude awakenings now that I'm back in the real world. I notice triggers everywhere, even in places I would have least expected. I'm experiencing the whiplash of being in the presence of different people in the way that I feel like I have to act a certain way around some people while others I don't, or hide my true feelings about whatever's happening or feel comfortable sharing my inner world, however you want to put it. Wear my mask. I'm being forced to come to grips with the knowledge of what I should be doing now in certain situations, now that I know better, and now having to actually follow through with new patterns of behavior. It's all fun and games identifying and understanding your trauma and emotional triggers. Not really. But it's suddenly a lot more real once you have to face the facts about things that aren't serving your inner child. Things you may have thought did. For someone like me, whose biggest struggle is setting boundaries with loved ones in my personal life, because what if they stop liking or loving me? What could be worse? I'm now being faced with a crossroads between how I react to things, even things that I've been functioning alongside for years. Do I say something and set a boundary in the moment if something is said that crosses the line for my inner child? Or do I schedule a one-on-one meeting with certain people, informing them ahead of time that, well, actually, I know I've always acted like this, and I've had this type of personality and priorities and goals, but now that I was smacked in the face with basically a guidebook to what I need to be mentally healthy, your mileage with me may now vary. There's certain people I'm having to face the music about and admit I can't, for now, maybe forever, realistically maintain a healthy relationship with, especially while I'm basically starting over and rebuilding my personality and lifestyle habits from the ground up in order to actually live like a mentally stable person, not just one that might look like it from the outside. Because I have not been. But I'm not alone. I'm not the only self-employed, entrepreneur, good student, self-motivated, stubborn person who thinks that they'll be different. They'll figure out a way to reach the ideal work-life balance as an owner-operator, small family business that is affected by the larger economy and capitalism. Me? Resentful? Yes, I am. but I'm learning how to let it go. The truth is, after being battered and broken by life as a self-employed person for 10 years, I have learned that for me, it's not all it was cracked up to be. And I really did believe in my power to make things work the way I wanted them to, despite so many things working against us. But that's a story for another day. My point is, my life up until now has been half authentic to my inner child, half unhealthy and inauthentic coping mechanisms, born from a mixture of beliefs that were programmed in me by others. Patriarchy, modern society under capitalism in the United States, and my religious upbringing, and my people-pleasing. It's one thing to say, to question why you think what you think. And again, another thing to actually test it out, in public no less, interact with friends and strangers, internally witness and digest how it all went, and do that multiple times to get an average, and then come up with a conclusion on whether the aforementioned set of actions is even aligned with my wise adult / higher self, or whether I need to do things differently next time. If it sounds exhausting, it's because it is. That's why for now, I'm taking the first guilt-free break of my life. Not entirely true. There is still guilt, and it's not a true break, because I'm still chipping away on side quests, while we prep the next round of pieces to be released for Deathbed Dog Moms, which I'm so excited about. But spiritually and emotionally, I am taking the pressure off myself for reals. I've been forced to acknowledge that my nervous system is fried. I thought things I had successfully skipped processing were in the past, that I was somehow immune to the hustle and grind required to have done what I've done. But I was wrong. Really wrong. And now I must do the work to repair the damage that I've experienced. I'm integrating nervous system strengthening habits into my daily routine, like meditation, journaling, breathwork, and sound healing. I'm furthering cutting off all non-essential activities or interactions with peeps who aren't a 1,000,000,000% safe space while I try to hit some sort of new equilibrium in my body. I think I will be okay. I do not know how long it will take to get through this process, this ego death, this recalibration of my current timeline and my new intentions for my future, but I'm committed to this work. I don't have a choice. I'm no longer embarrassed to share just how mentally unstable and emotionally exhausted I am from going through so much in my life without proper emotional support or healthy examples to learn from. I'm committed to my healing, and I'm committed to my art. To follow through with my goals, I must become mentally stable and build a lifestyle in which where the inspiration I receive out of the ether can flow freely into my mind and back out of my body to help enlighten others. So, thank you for listening, and stay tuned for my next update. I was really positively affected during my experience at STAR when I left my comfort zone to read aloud my thoughts in our group. So, this is one way I can continue that practice. I can only do what I can do, and this is something I can do that can keep me growing and, best case scenario, maybe resonate with you or make some dots connect when it comes to thinking about the bigger picture of your life. there is just so much more to life that I am able to see as I move through each chapter on my path. I am thankful for the wisdom, but my heart does break for every past version of myself who is still inside of me that had to suffer so much to learn it. So I guess this is also a way I hope to share my wisdom in case it can help others too. Sending love and light to you. Until next time.